Got some Hedyscepe seeds here. Hope I'm saying that right. Not very familiar with this palm species. These were sent to me by Scott out of California. He goes by the name The Mad Scientist on the Palm Talk. He has permission to go up and harvest these seeds from somewhere in Ventura, California. I know that these seeds like cool. They typically, the guys who are having success are germinating these between 45 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. They're pretty difficult. They're really tough on the outside. They're pretty soft on the inside. So trying to defiber them so that they don't mold is quite a process. I sowed some. I removed the skin from half. The other, I left the skin intact. I sowed them in 2 batches. They both molded within a week. I cleaned them, and within 2 days they were moldy again. So now I'm pulling off as much of the fiber as I can. If you go on these seeds, if you soak them for a week, the skin will soften up enough that you can scrape them with a spoon and pull off the red skin. If you look at the flat part, the flat side, flip it over. Well, I think that flat side is the attachment point where it attaches to the flower stalk. Flip it over to the pointy side, the nipple side. There's a little bit of an air gap that's about 1/4 of an inch thick. So you can take a knife and carefully cut in, wiggle it to create some space, rotate and do that again. Do that a few times, and you can feel it kind of bite into the air gap where it gets pretty easy. So once you've done that enough, get those fibers started. This takes some finger strength, but you can peel off the fiber, and you can see that air gap right there. That's what we're trying to capitalize off of. Once you get these fibers off, though, it's really easy to cut into the endosperm. And I know on Trachycarpus seeds, if you cut into the endosperm, like I did on this one, on Trachycarpus that will rot like 100% of the time. So I'm trying to avoid that. I did that when I was trying to cut the fibers off. That's why I've learned not to do that. You have to come over to the end and separate and peel like this so that you avoid cutting into the endosperm. Once you get the majority of the fibers off, as much as you can from the sharp side, then go over back here to the attachment point. There's still kind of a protrusion here that you can break off. Maybe. Maybe not. There we go. So that pretty well reveals the valley. And there's still some junk on these seeds that you want to pull off of here, because I'm pretty sure it's going to mold still. So if you soak them for a while, that stuff softens up, and you can scrape it away a little better with your fingernails. So I'm going to sow these like this and see if I can't get them to germinate like this. I want to try to remove as much cocoa fiber, it's not cocoa fiber, as much fiber and as much junk as possible to try to mitigate that molding that's happening. So that's it. If these things germinate, I'll post an update later on. We'll see how they do. These are supposed to be one of the more difficult palms to germinate. They're definitely one of the more difficult seeds to work with that I have come across. I don't have that much experience with palm seeds, but grown quite a few from seed. And this is one of the more difficult ones.